manamapi Rishachiputram Atra Swarupam Rupam Tasya Krachamuri Purim Maturim Goshtuvatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Ahoradika Marvasam Praptuyas Pratita Kripaya Sri Gurum Tam Natos Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadali Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Ananda Leelamaya Vigrahaya Hema Padyabhyatschami Sundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Bhaktavihina Aparada Lakse Jilpastya Kamani Kaurang Kavati Vita Mahitam Sharanam Rapanda Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vrindam Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vrindam Govinda Damo Karamara Viti Govinda Damo Karamara Viti Govinda Damo Karamara Viti Govinda Damo Karamara Viti Hey Krishna Hey Yadava Hey Saketi Govinda Damo Karamara Viti Sham Sundar Shikanda Shikar Smaha Sumurli Manohara Radhikaras Mama Kripanite Supriya Charna King Kurim Kuru Tavaivasmi Tavaivasmi Najivami Tayavana Iti Vikyaya Devi Tam Namaham Charantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands and thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy Master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmatiya Paramaradatam Guru Pada Padma, Nittilila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Ashtotara Satasri, Rupanugacharya Varya, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Guru's Guru, and to his Guru and his Guru and all of our great Acharyas, going back thousands of years to Sri Krishna himself. And finally, I offer my pranam to all of our senior Vaishnavas, headed by Aristanasan Prabhu, Krishna Bhakti Dasi, and all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, my pranam, Vanchakalpaturvasa, Kripa Sindhubhyavasa, Uditanam Pavani Vaishnavi. Shri Gurudeva ki Aristanasan Prabhu ki Srila Prabhupada ki Aristanasan Prabhu is very senior and Srila Prabhupada's very close and dear disciple. So I become ashamed. What can I say in front of Aristanasana Prabhu? I don't know. Only seeing the smile, then by his mercy my kartitva abhiman, that means the mood that I am the doer, has melted away. And by his merciful glance, now I can feel some Harikatha is coming. So I think this class, it may be only his mercy, don't give any credit to me. Perhaps you know that our Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, he has given the essence of all advice, the essence of all instructions. Tannama Rupa Charitari Sukirtananu Smrityo Kramena Rasana Manasini Yodja Tishtan Braje Tad Anuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayad Akilam Ittupadesasaram. The essence of all advice is that one should utilize one's full time, 24 hours a day, in chanting and remembering. Here Sukirtan means chanting is so beautiful. If we chant after listening, if we hear first from our holy Guru Parampara, then afterwards we repeat their words and we repeat the mantra that Gurudev has put in our ears. Then this is not Kirtan, this is Sukirtan, beautiful. If we speak Swatantra independently, then everything will be a complete mess. And the next generation, what to speak, what will happen next. So Sukirtan Anusmrityo, Kirtan Anusmriti. This is a dual compound here because the smriti, the memory, the remembrance of Krishna should be Kirtan Anusmriti. In other words, it is the remembrance of Krishna that arises spontaneously by the power of the holy name. By the spota dharma, by the power of the holy name to reveal himself, Tannama Rupa Charitari. First his name, Nam Prabhu will appear, and then that will reveal his form and qualities and associates and your own swarup and pastimes of Krishna. And give a chance to serve there. So, Kramena, Smrityo Kramena, in a sequence, remember, Nam, Rup, Gun, Lila. And engage Manasi Niyoja, Rasana Manasi Niyoja, engaging the tongue and the mind fully. Tishtan Braje, and be situated in Braja. Stay in Braja. Krishnam Smaram Janam Chasya Prastam Nija Smihitam Tatarkatar Chaschaso Koryad Basam Brajay Sada. Rupa Goswami also, in describing the path of Raganuga Bhakti, he said, one should remember Krishna, but not Krishna alone. If you only remember Krishna alone, then you can attain a form like Krishna, Sarupya Mukti. Bravo. Your life has become successful exactly like Kamsa Maharaj. Kamsa was also thinking of Krishna all the time, but he was a demon. And he attained Sarupya Mukti. So no. Yam yam vapismaram bhavam chadyatyanti kalevram. Whatever you remember in the time of death, you become like that. So what do you want? Do you want to have peacock feather and play flute? No. So Krishnam smaram janam chasa. Remember Krishna along with an associate whom you, in your heart, you cherish the burning desire to serve, just like that associate. So you should remember Krishna with an associate, but with the emphasis on the associate. Then, yam yam vapismaram bhavam chadyatyanti kalevaram, if you remember that, in the last moment of life, then you'll attain a very beautiful transcendental form like that associate and serve Radha and Krishna. So Krishnam smaram janam chasya prastam nidasmitam. tat katarata. Be katarata, absorbed, always in hearing very beautiful Harikatha about Krishna and that associate. Kuryadvasam braje sada, and always reside in Braja. Or in the first verse we were discussing, Tistan braje tadanuragi jananagami. Reside in Braja. If you cannot reside in Braj physically, then at least everyone please come to Braj Mandal Parikrama during Kartik and reside physically at least for 1 month. And if you cannot do that, then come next year. And if you cannot do that, we can reside in Braj, and we have to actually reside in Braj all the time, wherever we are, in our mind. Yeah. Now heart should become like Vrindavan. So we said that for 2 days here in Basil, we'd speak about the glories of Vrindavan, because Vrindavan means Vrindavan. Many meanings. Vrinda means the group. Samuha. Abana means Rakshati Poshayati, who protects and nourishes. In other words, that place where every single moving and non-moving living entity is protected and nourished by Krishna Prem is called Vrindavan. Otherwise, Vrindavan can mean, Vrindatu in Sanskrit means to select, to choose. Goptitvai Baran. When you select your guardian in the path of surrender. So Vrindatu means to select. So Vrindavan means that forest, Ban, where only special persons can reside there. Because of Vrindavan, those who have been selected and chosen by Radharani can live in Vrindavan. Without Radharani's mercy, it's impossible. Oh, Vrindavan means the Ban, the forest of Vrinda-Devi. Vrinda-Devi. So Vrinda's name in English is Basil. So we have come to Basil, and today we want to speak the glories of Basil. That means Vrinda-Devi. Tishtan braje tadanuragi. One must reside in the Dham, transcendental Dham, physically, or if not, by mind. Why? Because the Dham is not a physical place. It is a transcendental place. Atha prabho, tada prabho, priyanam cha, dhamnascha samayasya cha, avichintra prabhavatvat, kinchidatta naduragatam. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad in his Laghu Bhagavatamrita, he said that Ataha Prabhu Krishna Priyanam cha, and his beloved gopis, Dhamnas cha, and the holy Dham of Vrindavan, and in that Vrindavan Dham, Samayasya cha, time itself, everything, Avichincha Prabhavatvat. It has achintya. No, avichintya. Not only inconceivable, but vishesh roop achintya. Intensely, especially inconceivable potency in this Dham. The Dham can expand, it can contract. Time can expand and contract. Krishna can expand, gopis can expand. Everything in this Vrindavan Dham is not achintya only. Avichinta prabhavatvad attakinchin taduragatam. It has inconceivable prabhav, potency. Therefore, kinchin nadurgatam. What is impossible for Vrindavan Dham? What's impossible for Vrindavan Dham? Kinchin nadurgatam. Nothing is impossible. So as Bhagavan is Vishnu, Vishnu means Vyapnoti iti Vishnu. He's all-pervading, Sarva-Vyapi. So as Bhagavan is Sarva-Vyapi, Taddama Vrindavanam. So similarly, Vrindavan is also all-pervading, everywhere. Everywhere. There are so many realms. Goloka namni nijadamni talecha tasya devi maheshari satdharma suteshu teshu. There is the earthly planet, the heavenly planet, and then there is the Vaikuntha, there is the Maheshdam, Lord Shiva's abode, and then Vaikuntha and Golok. So the lower planets, the lower planes of existence do not pervade the higher planes. But the higher planes of existence pervade the lower planes of existence. So where is Vrindavan? For those who have Krishna Prem, then everywhere. When Mahaprabhu took sannyas, and then he was going to Vrindavan, but Nityananda tricked him and brought him back to Bengal, on the other side of the river from the Shantipur, Advaita chariot. Prabhu came there in a boat. Nityananda told him, oh, you have arrived in Vrindavan. And Mahaprabhu was praying, Chidananda Bhano, Sadananda Suno, praying to Yamuna Devi. And then he saw Advaita Acharya coming in a boat. He said, Advaita Acharya, what are you doing here in Vrindavan? Advaita Acharya said, oh, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. So Yakani Vaishnavagan, Sakani Vrindavan. Wherever there is a Vaishnava, that place becomes Vrindavan. Bhavat Vidya-abheda-tattva Tirtha-bhuta Swambhibhu. Tirtani Kurvanti Tirtani Swantastena Gadabrita. Yudhishthira Maharaj said to Vidura, who had just been on the Tirtha Yatra Parikrama, he said, oh Vidura, Mahatma, you yourself are a holy place of pilgrimage. You are a walking dham, walking transcendental tirtha. Why? Because a tirtha is that place where Sri Krishna's lotus feet are present and Krishna is performing his pastime. So, Tomarari doya sada Govinda Visram Govinda kohe namamo Vaishnava Param. Sri Narottam Thakur said, oh Vaishnava Thakur, see, Krishna is resting very happily and peacefully in your heart. Why? Because you never ask him for anything. Devotees are anyabhilasta sunyam jnana kamatyanavritam. They have no desire, they never ask Krishna for anything at all, except for his service. So Krishna is always resting peacefully and happily in the heart of the Vaishnava. And Krishna said that, oh, Vaishnava is my pran, my life and soul. So wherever a Vaishnava goes, then that place becomes also Vrindavan. So Vrindavan Dham is transcendental, eternal place of the loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Just this week there was the Snan Yatra in Puri. Perhaps you saw the bathing of Lord Jagannath. So very soon the Rath Yatra festival will come. And there by his Leela in Rath Yatra and Radha Krishna's Leela in Kurukshetra, it was proven Krishna may be there, Radharani may be there, all the gopis may be there, but if Vrindavan is not there, then the sweetness of praying will not manifest. So it is essential. In order to realize Braja Prem, one must take shelter of the dust of Braja. Even Radha Krishna themselves, they have to be in the shelter of the dust of Braja. See, Krishna said, this Vrindavan Dham is my body. Jamuna river is my Shoshumna Nadi. So, Vrindavan Dham, you can think of Vrindavan in three ways. Udipana Vrindavan, Sakhi Vrindavan and Swarupa Vrindavan. So today we want to discuss Sakhi Vrindavan. Vrindavan is a Sakhi of Radhika. Vrinda-Devi herself is the goddess of the forest of Vrindavan. So we always take shelter. Without her mercy it's impossible. Anaradya Radha Padambojarenam Anastritya Brindate Vitatpadankam Asambasya Tadgava Gambhira Chitan Kutashama Sindura Sasyava Gahar. Srila Raghunath Das Goswami Pad said, oh, you want to find out the ocean of rasa? You will not even know in which direction to take the first step in the direction of that ocean of rasa, unless three conditions are fulfilled. One, to take shelter of the dust of the lotus feet of Radhika. Two, to take shelter of Vrindavan, the forest of Vrindavan. And three, to engage in very deep discussion of Harikatha and discuss with pure Vaishnavas whose hearts are profoundly immersed in Radha Dasya, the service of Srimati Radhika. And if one will fulfill these three things, only then is it possible to become immersed in the ocean of rasa. Otherwise, that ocean of rasa will be very, very far away. So, taking shelter of Vrindavan Dham, we take shelter of Vrindavan by taking shelter of Vrinda-Devi. In everything that we do. When Sri Guru gives initiation to the disciple, then what does he do? Puts under Kantimala, Tulsi beads. Just like if you offer food to, you cannot offer food to Sri Krishna, bhog to Sri Krishna, without putting a Tulsi leaf. Because Tulsi, she is the Leela Shakti Yoga Maya, Yoga, who unites everyone with Krishna. So how will your vegetables and your potatoes and cauliflower and broccoli from the supermarket in Switzerland arrive in the Kunj of Goloka Vrindavan? How will that be possible? So Yoga Maya means Agatana Gatana Patiyasi Shakti, the power to make the impossible possible. So you put one tulsi leaf there, Idam Naivedyam Satulasi Janyapalam, and say mantra, and Vrinda-Devi does a special delivery of your offering to the Kunj of Radha and Krishna. And then it becomes Mahaprasadam. This is the power of Vrinda-Devi. So in the same way, when we take shelter of Gurudev and Gurudev gives initiation, then Gurudev also puts a tulsi on us, so he can offer us and we can also go to Goloka Vrindavan. When we chant Harinam, we don't chant Harinam without at every moment touching the lotus feet of Vrinda-Devi in the form of our Japamala. So at every step we are taking shelter of Vrinda-Devi. So our Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, most Rasik Vaishnava and really a prakash, a manifestation of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad himself, he has written a prayer so that we can pray to Vrinda-Devi in such a way that she'll become overjoyed, that she'll be pleased, that her heart will melt and she will bestow her mercy on us. If we pray in Swatantra, in an independent way, there's no guarantee that she will hear our prayers or if she'll be pleased with our prayers. But if we'll pray the prayers of her most dear Vaishnav and eternal associate, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, then she will, who is praying the prayer of my very dear Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur? And then she will want to hear and accept us because of that sambandha, that relationship. So we can sing one verse and discuss, and then sing the next verse and discuss, and we'll go through this beautiful prayer one by one. Together. Gangeya Champeya Tanitvinindi Roji Prabhat Snapitatma Vrindi Bandhu Kavandu Yuti Vidya Vaso Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Vrinde Namaste Charanara Vindam Gangeya champeya means a golden champak flower. Gangeya means golden. Gangeya champeya. Tadit Vinindi. Tadit means a flash of lightning. Rochi means effulgence. So the beautiful aura, the aura emanating from the beautiful face and body of Vrinda-Devi is so sweet. Vinindi means criticizing. If someone is very high and another person is very abominable, then that which is very high, they can tell the abominables, oh please, don't behave like that. You cannot correct someone if that fault is in you. Only a faultless person can correct others. Actually. So here, compared to the golden effulgence of Vrinda-Devi, then the effulgence of a golden champak flower illuminated by a flash of lightning has so many faults and can be criticized by the beautiful effulgence of Vrinda-Devi. That effulgence of the golden champak flower illuminated by a flash of lightning is ashamed in the presence of Vrinda-Devi's aura. And this Rochi, Pravaha, is flowing. It's not like a fluorescent strip light, just a monochrome. No, her beauty is such that it is flowing like waves. It seems newer and newer at every moment, glittering, shimmering. This is a Pravaha. Snapitatma Brinde. So from head to toe she is bathed in this shimmering, golden, effulgent light. How beautiful. Bandhuka bandhu juti divyavaso. And she's dressed in very wonderful cloth which is shining like a bandhuka flower. Bandhuka, bandhu juti divya, shining like the sun. The bandhuka flower is a reddish orange, very bright red. And it's blossomed by the sun. And so her effulgence is more brilliant than millions of suns even. So Brinde Numaste Charnar Bindam. Oh Vrinda-Devi, I bow down to you. Now, in bhajan, you have to be Chaturi. Chaturi means very clever. Very cunning. Just like once, there was one jackal. And the jackal saw one little dead mouse on the ground. He thought, oh, free breakfast. Very good. And he was just about to go there to eat it when a crow came and picked it up in his mouth, and the crow flew up a tree. So then the crow was sitting on the tree, and he'd taken the jackal's little snack. So then the jackal was thinking, I should not give up, let me try. He said, oh crow, your complexion is so nice and shining, so black and shining and beautiful. The crow was thinking, yes, finally someone has recognized my qualities. This is called Chatupakya. Cunning words of flattery. So then the jackal said, if your shining black feathers are so beautiful, then how beautiful must your singing voice be? Oh crow, please sing a beautiful song for me. So then the crow thought, yes, this person is very intelligent. Someone flatters us, then we think, yes, they're very intelligent. Because they can see my greatness. Others have not seen it, but this person is unique. So then the crow was becoming more puffed up, hearing the glorification of the jackal, the Jambuka. And he said, yes, let him hear my beautiful voice. And the crow began to sing. But when he opened his mouth, what happened? Then the meat fell out of his mouth onto the ground and the jackal took it and went away with his breakfast. So this is called Chaturi, being very cunning, very clever. So in bhajan, there has to be some Chaturi, some cleverness. This is why in the first verse of Manashiksha, there, Aiswanta Brata Chatubi Abhiyache Dritapada, Raghunath Das Goswami is praying, oh my dear mind, I am begging you, Chatubi, with very flattering words. Please have unprecedented attachment for the lotus feet of your Guru and for Vrindavan Dham and all the Brijabasis. So, Bhajan Chatura is necessary. So if a person wants to realize, see Krishna's Naam, Rup, Gun, Parika, associates, one has to go according to the Kram. So you can see here, in describing Vrinda-Devi, Srila Vishnu Thakur is not starting with the pastimes of Vrinda-Devi. How is he starting? With the form. Meditation on the Rup of Vrinda-Devi. After that he will discuss her qualities and her pastimes. So gradually in a sequence. So Srila Vishnu Thakur is very clever in bhajan and he's showing us the path of actual realization. So then in the next verse he's going into more detail on the Rup Dhyan, the meditation on the beautiful form of Vrinda-Devi. Together? Bimbadharadi Paramadasya Nasagamuta Yutidipitasi Vichitarata Paranasriyadi Vrinde Namaste Charanarabindam Vrinde Namaste Charanarabindam. Bimbadhara, oh Vrinda-Devi, your lips are red like cherries, soft bimba fruits. And upon your soft bimba fruit lips, Udittvara Mandahasya, there is a very gentle smile. So smile is a anubhav. It means it is revealing the ecstasy in the heart. So what is that ecstasy in the heart of Vrinda which is making her smile? Nasagra mukta jyoti deepita se. And your face is effulgent with a very beautiful mukta, a pearl, which is suspended from an ornament from your nose. So she has a beautiful pearl here, hanging from an ornament from the nose, and the light is emanating from it. Very beautiful. The top part of the pearl is reflecting the sham color, black, from the kajal on her eyes. Is reflected in the top of the pearl. And the bottom of the pearl is reflecting red from the bimbadhara bimba lips. Like that. So the nose pearl of Vrinda-Devi is part sham color, and the black is the color of Sham Sundar Krishna, and the reddish color is Rag, the Anurag of Radhika. So it is as if Vrinda-Devi, she lives only by breathing the meeting of Sham, Radha and Sham. The loving meeting of Radha Sham, that is all she's breathing. So that is living on her nose. And that's why she's smiling. Vichitta Ratnavarana De, and she's covered in Vichitta Ratnavarana. That means many varieties of many colored jeweled ornaments from head to toe. So these are actually bhav alankars, because she's experiencing so many bhavs of ecstasies. When the ecstasies of her heart, the Samvit and Ladini taking shelter of Samvit and Ladini, yes, taking shelter of Sandini, the existence Ponsi, they become manifest as all the jewels on her body which are shining. So Srila Vishnu Thakur, in this way, he is doing the Rup Dhyan. He's sitting in Vrindavan, where? Radha Gokulananda. In Vrindavan, the Samadhi of Srila Vishnu Thakur is there. And sometimes he has another bhajan kutir in between Shyamakund and Radhakund also. So he's there and he's praying to Vrinda-Devi, and as he's offering the prayers, her beautiful golden effulgence, her reddish shining cloth, her the mukta, the pearl on her nose, her bhav that she's her only swas, her breath and her life is the meeting of Radha and Krishna. All these things are appearing in the heart of Srila Vrinda-Devi Thakur. So he's saying, Brinde Namaste Charanana Vindam. Now, Vrinda-Devi Thakur will begin to glorify the qualities of Vrinda-Devi. Together. Samasta Vaikunta Shiramano Sri Krishnasya Vrindavanadanyadami Dadadikare Vrishabhanuputra Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. Samasta Vaikunta Shiramano Sri Krishnasya Vrindavana Dhanya Dhamni. There is a dham. This dham is Dhanya Dham. Very blessed. So fortunate. What is that? Vrindavana Dhamya Dhani. Vrindavan Dham is very fortunate. Why? Krishnasya Vrindavana. It is Krishna's Vrindavan. But here he's saying Sri Krishnasya Vrindavan. So Sri means Radharani. It's Radha and Krishna's Vrindavan. Actually, this is a matter of controversy whose Vrindavan it is. But anyway, that Vrindavan of Radha and Krishna is Samasta Vaikunta Shiramano Sri. It is the crest jewel on all the Vaikuntas. Vaikunta means the spiritual world. The place which is Kunta. Kunta means anxiety. So in the spiritual world, there's no anxiety. There's no death there. There's no fear, material fear. There's spiritual anxiety in transcendental Vrindavan, but that's another thing. So there's no material anxiety or fear there. So it's called Vaikunta, the place without fear or anxiety. Ashoka Abhaya Amrita Adhara Tomara Charana Dvai. There's no lamentation, there's no fear, and no death. Ashoka Abhaya Amrita. So, there are millions of unlimited Vaikunta planets. And above those Vaikunta planets is Ayodhya. And above the Ayodhya is the Golok. And above Golok is Dwarka. And above Dwarka is Mathura. And then there is Vrindavan. So it is the Samasta Vaikunta Shiramana Shri, the crest jewel of all the spiritual worlds, and that very transcendental Vrindavan Dham, by its Avichintya Prabhav, manifests here on earth. And you can all go there for Braj Mandal Parikrama. Please come. This October October the 8th to November the 7th. Please join us in Vrindavan for Braj Mandal Parikrama. So, now Srila Vrinda-Devi Thakur is saying, Datadikare Brishabhanu Putra. Brishabhanu Putri, the daughter of Brishabhanu Maharaj, that is our Shrimati Radhika, our Swamini, Datadikare, she has given Vrinda-Devi authority over the whole of Vrindavan. So in Vrindavan, it is Vrindavan, the forest of Vrinda-Devi. That means Vrinda-Devi is the authority of that place. But who gave Vrinda-Devi the authority over Vrindavan? Tatadikare Brishabhanu Putra Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. So here Srila Vrinda-Devi Thakur is remembering a beautiful pastime, how Vrinda-Devi became the Adhikari, the authority of Vrindavan, and how that authority of Vrindavan was invested in Vrinda-Devi by Radharani herself. You know, because it's a point of controversy. Because sometimes Radharani and her Sakhis, they're in the forest and they're picking flowers, and Krishna comes along with his friends. And he wants to pick a quarrel. He says, "Oh, Braja Gopigan, you are thieves! Why are you stealing my flowers? The flowers in my Vrindavan. Don't you know this is Gopal Van and I am Gopal? So this forest is my forest. If you don't believe me, you should. You can check in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad." And Krishna started a quarrel with the Braja Gopis. That time Vishakha Sakhi said, No, wait. That's not true at all. Our Radharani, our Sakhi, she is Vrindavaneshwari. Our Sakhi Radhika is Vrindavana Chakravartini. Radharani is the empress and Vrindavan is her empire. She rules over this empire. But what about you boys? You're just destroying the whole place. You Balbal's cowherd boys, you have lakhs and lakhs, uncountable amount of cows going everywhere, trampling all the gardens, trampling all the flowers, and all your cows, they don't eat the fresh, they don't eat the grass which is fully grown, but the new tips of the grass which are just growing, which are very soft and tasty and fragrant, your cows come and they nibble them all off and just leave some stumps there. It would be okay if the cows, they went and they just ate some tall old grass, but they come and they go for the new grass and the new shoots. And also on our creepers, Vrinda-Devi plants so many creepers in the forest and they're just sprouting and the buds are just coming and we're just eagerly waiting for the flowers to arrive, but before the flowers appear, your cows come and they chew all the freshly grown new sprouts, the pallava. It's terrible. Not only that, but not only all your cows and calves are eating all the good things in the forest, but if by chance some flowers manage to grow, then your cowherd boys are going and picking them and decorating themselves and decorating you. You know, Shukadev Goswami Pad has said, Chuta pravala bahastabakut palabja malano praktaparidana vichittavesho Majje virejaturalam pashupalakostam Grangeyata natabaro kwachagayamano. When gopis are in their homes, they feel so much separation from Krishna. And though they are not there with him in the forest, but by bhav netra, by the eyes of their bhav, the eyes of their hearts, they can see what he's doing. And one Sakhi saying, look, Chuta pravala bahasta bakut palabja. The friends of Krishna, they've picked the new, fresh, fragrant buds of the mango tree and other flowers and peacock feathers, and they're decorating Krishna and Balaram. Gopis have not any interest in Balaram, but they're mixing Balaram into their discussion to hide the fact that they have exclusive love for Krishna. This is avahita bhav, the concealment of emotions. And so see Krishna surrounded by all of his friends, he's dancing and singing, decorated with all the shoots and flowers and manjaris of the forest. So Vishakha Sakhi said to Sri Krishna, your cows are eating everything and your boys are going everywhere and picking the flowers, and when they're hungry they pick all the fruits as well. In this way your whole gang is going here and there in Vrindavan and destroying everything. If you don't stop it, then we'll have to make you pay a fine. You have to pay a fine to our Swamini, because our Radhika is Vrindavaneshwari, she is Vrindavana Chakravartini. Krishna said, no, I don't agree. So then the Vishakha Sakhi said, Krishna, don't you remember the day when Radharani was crowned? Her coronation ceremony? And then Krishna was thinking, oh yes, now I remember. Why? Why does Krishna remember the coronation ceremony of Radhika all of a sudden? How Radhika became the empress of Vrindavan. You see, one day, Vrinda-Devi, you remember? Yes. Vrinda-Devi, she was running and she came to Purnamasi Devi and she said, "Oh Yogeshwari, oh Yogamaya Devi, please organize the Abhishek, the Raj Abhishek." That means the bathing ceremony for the coronation of Radharani to become the Empress of Vrindavan. Because we have all just heard an aerial voice. There was an Akashvani. In previous ages like Dwarpa Yuga, sometimes the demigods from a hidden place in the sky would make a pronouncement. And the humans, they would hear it and then they would follow that. So this is called Akashvani, a celestial voice in the sky. So Vrinda-Devi said, "We have heard a celestial voice in the sky. It said, oh Gopikas, you should make the Raja Abhishek, the coronation ceremony for Srimati Radhika and crown her as the Empress of Vrindavan." So then Purnamasi Devi, when she heard this from Vrinda, she said, "Oh, then it must be carried out at once. So when you have a coronation ceremony, then you should have at least 5 very authentic witnesses. So Vrinda-Devi, you should call some Devis, some demigoddesses. At least call 5 demigoddesses to be the witnesses of the Abhishek of Srimati Radhika. Then it will be accepted by everyone in the universe." Because, why is Purnamasi Devi telling Vrinda to do this? She said, because you are a Devi, you are a goddess, so you can call the other goddesses. Though Purnamasi Devi herself is the full Yoga Maya, but she tells the Vrinda-Devi to do this because in the Leela, Yoga Maya plays the role of an ascetic human. She's the grandmother of Madhumangal and the mother of Sandipani Muni, and she's the disciple of Narad Muni. So she plays the role of a human tapasvini. But Vrinda-Devi, though Vrinda-Devi is her expansion, but she's a Devi, a goddess. So you see in the poetry of Rupa Goswami and the other Goswamis, in their dramas, whenever the gopis speak, generally they speak in Prakrit, Sauraseni. That means a vernacular language. But whenever Vrinda-Devi speaks, she speaks in pure Sanskrit, because Sanskrit is Deva Bhasha, the language of the gods. So then Vrinda-Devi, she began to meditate and she prayed and she called 5 goddesses. And 5 goddesses appeared there. First goddess to appear was who? Ekanamsa. Ekanamsa, that means Vinjatal Basini Ekanamsa. That is the form of Durga, who was in the prison cell of Kamsa. You know, when one day the gods in the prison cell of Kamsa, they heard a baby was crying. The 8th child of Devaki has been born. And they went and told Kamsa, the 8th child of Devaki has been born. And Kamsa Maharaj came there and he wanted to kill the child. Devaki said, no, this child will not kill you, it's a girl. It's a girl. If you have a son, she can be married to your son. She'll be your daughter-in-law. But Kamsa Maharaj didn't want to listen. And he tried to grab the girl by the foot and smash her on a rock. But immediately she flew into the air and she kicked Kamsa Maharaj in the head and he fell to the ground. And she said, "You fool, Kamsa. The person who will kill you has already been born elsewhere, in another place." So that means Krishna is the son of Yashoda, not Vasudeva and Devaki. And then she flew away to Vindhyachal mountain. So she's called Vindhyachal Basini Ekanamsa. Vindhyachal Basini Ekanamsa. So then, this Vindhyachal Basini Ekanamsa, why is she named Ekanamsa? Eka means that she's unique, only one. There's only one Ekanamsa. And Anamsa, Angsa means part. Anamsa, she has no parts. So this is a philosophical point, that in this world everything is made of parts, and that's why it's temporary. Because when the parts of the thing come apart, they separate, then the thing is finished. So an object which is Anamsa, has no parts, is eternal. So because she's eternal, therefore her name is Anamsa. And also she's omnipotent, she's all powerful. You know that Krishna defeated Kamsa, he was 10, almost 11 years old when Krishna defeated Kamsa. But Ekanansa kicked him in the head and beat him up on her first day. She was just born. So how powerful is Ekanansa? So Ekanansa. Also, we can say that Anangsa means she's omnipotent, all-powerful, because she's not dependent on someone else, like us. Mamaivangso jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana. Krishna said, the jivas are my angsa. So because we are the angsas, we're the parts, small parts. So we're dependent on the angsi, upon the whole. But if someone is not a part, then they are the whole. So then they are all powerful. So anangsa means, she's not a part of someone else. And therefore ekanangsa, she's all powerful. So when Vrinda-Devi meditated and prayed, first goddess Ekanangsa appeared. Her form is like a Durga or Katyani, we can say. The Yoga Maya, the young form of Shiva's consort in Braja. So first Ekanangsa appeared. So then Sangya and Chaya appeared. Sangya and Chaya are the two wives of the sun god Surya Dev. Sangya is the eldest wife and Chaya is the younger wife. And then Jamuna Devi appeared, the goddess of Jamuna river. And then Manasi Ganga, the goddess of Ganga in Braja, Manasi Ganga Devi. And all these goddesses appeared there, and Purnamasi Devi said to them, you have to perform the Raj Abhishek of Srimati Radhika so that she will become the empress of Vrindavan. So when Chaya, the younger queen of the sun god, heard this, she said, Purnamasi Devi, you have given this order and I cannot violate your order. I must follow it, for sure. But I am not satisfied because Vrindavan is only 16 krosh. Vrindavan is a very small area, right? It's not a big place like Delhi. Vrindavan is a very small area. Even in the old Brajmandal, there are 12 forests, and Vrindavan is only one small forest of 16 krosh. So it would be better if we did the Raj Abhishek of Srimati Radhika, and Radhika could become the empress of the whole universe. Why just Vrindavan? Why not the whole universe? So this is why Srila Vishwanath Thakur is saying here, Samasta Vaikuntha Shivamano Sri. Purnamasi Devi said, Chaya Devi, you don't understand that all the powers in all the Amnaya, the mantras of the Vedas, all the yoga siddhis, all the opulences of Swargalok and heaven, all the powers of all the demigods, all the powers of all the incarnations, and all of Vaikuntha, and everything is not equal to Mathura. The power of Mathura. But this Vrindavan is even superior to Mathura. Vaikunthaj janito para madhupuri tatrapi ratsotsavat Vrindaranyam udarapani ramanat tatrapi govadanaha. Mathura is superior to Vaikuntha, but Vrindavan is superior even to Mathura. So we should go ahead with this Abhishek. So then all the demigoddesses, they were very satisfied, except for Jamuna. She was not satisfied. Jamuna said, now all the other devatas are gathering in the sky, and behind one cloud, my Saki is there, Saraswati. You see, Ganga was invited, Jamuna was invited, but what about Saraswati? Because these three, they always like to meet at Prayag, at the Triveni in Prayag. So Jamuna Devi said, my Saki is hiding behind the clouds and she's a bit shy to come and approach because she hasn't been invited. So then Purnamasi Devi said, yes, we've made a mistake. You should invite Saraswati also. So then Vrinda-Devi called, Saraswati, come. So then the goddess Saraswati came. She's the daughter of Lord Brahma. So then Saraswati came, and Saraswati came with a big golden box, like a treasure chest. And she put the box down in front of Vrinda-Devi. So Vrinda-Devi asked, what's in here? So then Saraswati, she opened the box. And they all looked inside. So Saraswati, though she was not invited and she was very shy, but she was very eager to take part in this service of glorifying Srimati Radharani. So she had bought many things and she began to take them out of the box one by one. She said, oh, this is a gift for Radharani from my mother, Savitri, the wife of Lord Brahma, a beautiful garland of lotus flowers from Savitri. Oh, and this is a golden crown from Sachi, the wife of Indra. And, let me see what else is here. Oh, here's some Ratna Abharana, very beautiful golden ornaments. And they have been given, beautiful golden ornaments have been given by Riddhi Devi. Riddhi is the wife of Kuvera. Kuvera is the treasurer of heaven. So he's in charge of the city of Alaka. And the treasures of the demigods are there. Astanidhi, Astasiddhi Navanidhi. The Navanidhis, the treasures of heaven are there. And his wife is named Riddhi, or that means prosperity. So prosperity had sent all these beautiful jeweled ornaments for Srimati Radharani, because after Abhishek, then you have to be decorated. So then she was looking, the Swaha! Do you know Swaha? Swaha is the wife of Agni, the fire god. So Swaha, she has sent 2 very beautiful silken shining red cloths. And the wife Varuni, the wife of Varuna-Devi, she has sent a chatra, an umbrella, because that's the insignia of the emperor. The emperor should have a white umbrella held over her. Emperor should have an umbrella held over the head. And then if any other king has the white umbrella over his head, then they'll go to war, because only one person can have the chatra of the emperor above the head. So she said, Baruni has sent this chatra, this umbrella, and the wife of Vayudev, the god of the wind, has sent 2 chamaras, because there should be white chamara. So he sent 2, so Sakhis can stand either side of Radharani and fan her with the chamara. This fanning with chamara is full of rasa. So nice, because it indicates, Radharani is Vrindavaneshwari. She's the empress of Vrindavan. So in this way, the Saraswati was showing Vrinda-Devi all the paraphernalia which had come in the box from the various demigoddesses. So then, it was time to perform the Abhishek. So all the demigoddesses, they went to a place which it's called Umrao. Umrao. Perhaps you've been there on Braj Mandal Parikrama. Umrao. Umrao is in the area of Kadirvan. Lokanath Das Goswami's Bhajan Kutir is there. Nearby is Krishna Kund as well, and the deities of Radha Vinod. So Umrao. It actually comes from the Sanskrit Unmada Radha, intoxicated Radharani, where her Raja Abhishek, her coronation ceremony was performed. So the place in Sanskrit is called Unmada Radha, and now by Apabranks. Apabranks means how Sanskrit words, they become corrupted in the vernacular form, and they take on a similar form, but different, corrupted form of the Sanskrit. So Unmada Radha is now called Umrao. There's another place near Koshi which is called Chatta. Now it's called Chatta, but in Krishna's Leela, in Braj Mandal, that place is called Chatravan. Because before this pastime happened, the cowherd boys, they did the Raj Abhishek for Krishna to make him the emperor of Vrindavan. So they held the umbrella over him, so it's called Chatravan, the forest of the umbrella. So in Braj Mandal, there's a tradition that during the summer, it's very, very hot. And when the summer comes to an end, then the rainy season comes. So, if the rain falls first in Chatravan, the place where Krishna became the emperor, then all the farmers think, oh no, the crops are going to fail. But if it rains first in Umrao, where Radharani was coronated, then all the farmers celebrate. That means, oh, this harvest will be a bumper harvest. there'll be a very successful crop this year. So these are the shakun, the omens that the Brijvasis see, which nourish their love and attachment for Radha and Krishna. Of course, leaning towards Srimati Radhika. Yeah. Because if it will rain first in Krishna's place, then this will be very problematic for harvest this year. So all the demigods, they went there with the Sakhis of Radhika and with Vrinda-Devi, and they set up the raised platform for the Mangala Snan. Mangala Snan means in a coronation, first there should be a bathing. So there's a raised platform and it's covered with a golden cloth. And then on that platform there should be the Snan Vedika. The Snan Vedika is a seat for the person who will be bathed. And it has to be made of, it cannot be like a chair with different parts which have been nailed together. It has to be one piece of wood with no nails in it. So they put the Snan Vedika there on top of the platform for the Abhishek, and they invited Srimati Radharani and all her Sakhis to come there. So Radhika came, but how is she dressed? You know, when you do an Abhishek, you have to wear the Asuti Bheda-Vastra. Asuti Bheda-Vastra. That means the cloth which has not been pierced by a needle. So it cannot be like this shirt has been sewn by a needle, sewing all the parts together and the buttons and everything like that. So it has to be one cloth which has never been pierced by a needle. That's called Asuti Bheda-Vastra. So when we do the Abhishek, always they're dressed in, wrapped in one fine cloth. So Radharani was wrapped in one very beautiful fine cloth which has not been pierced by a needle, and she was invited by all the demigods to take her asana, to take her seat on the Snan Vedika. So then Radharani sat down and all the demigods assembled in the sky. It was so beautiful, and the Gandharvas began to sing Tumburu. The lead Gandharva was singing, all the Gandharvas were singing, all the Apsaras were dancing, and the demigoddesses, then they began to take the pots of water, different fragrances. Some water was mixed with kumkum, some water was mixed with a kasturi, some water was mixed with agur, so many different fragrances and colors, and they began to do the Raj Abhishek of Srimati Radhika. Everyone was singing and dancing, and the demigods were showering flowers. It was a very, very, very beautiful moment. So then, after Srimati Radharani, she had received the bathing, then she got up and went behind to her dressing room and removed that cloth, and then she put on the beautiful cloth which was given by the devatas, and then all the different demigoddesses, they came and began to present the jeweled ornaments and fan her with the fans, hold the chapter above her head. So just at that moment, then Saraswati, who had bought the garland of beautiful lotus flowers from Savitri Devi, from heaven, she said, "Oh, Vrinda, can you give this garland to Srimati Radhika?" So just as she said that, Ekanangsa came along, and Ekanangsa, she took the garland and she went over to Krishna, who had come to see the beauty of Radharani in this Abhishek. And she put the garland around the neck of Krishna. So then Jamuna Devi said, "What is this? Ekanangsa, what are you doing?" It's true, the saying is true, that the knees always bend towards the belly. Right? When you bend your knee, then the knee bends towards the belly, it doesn't bend towards the back. Right? What she means is that the sister always favors her brother over the sister-in-law. This is the nature of family life. The sister will always favor the brother over the sister. Though the sister and the sister-in-law, they are of the same gender, and ladies say, "Oh, we will stick together." But actually when something happens, then the sister, the knee always bends towards the belly. So the sister will stick by the brother. Said, "What have you done? This was not meant for the Krishna. It was meant for our Sakhi Srimati Radhika. Why have you given to him?" "Oh, it's because Ekanangsa, because you are his sister." See, because Madhya Yashoda, she gave birth to twins. Right? Krishna and Ekanansa. So I said, it's because he's your brother. Now I understand everything. Because family attachment makes the Dharma Vismarana. Dharma Vismarana, forgetting that everyone knows what's right and wrong until something happens to their own family. Right? If they see a thief, this thief is very terrible, everyone punish him. But then when someone finds out that their own family member stole something, shut up, don't touch. Right? So this is the nature. Family attachment makes Dharma Vismarana. So in this way, Yamuna Devi was chastising Ekanansa. Why did you do this? She said, you're a very wise person, but now you've acted thoughtlessly. Ekanansa says, what have I done that is thoughtless? He said, this garland is not for Krishna, it's for Radhika. She said, okay, my mistake, excuse me. And then she went and she took the garland from the neck of Krishna. But Krishna was also wearing a necklace, a pearl necklace. So she reached and she took the garland and took Krishna's necklace at the same time, and she came and then she put it on Srimati Radharani. So then when she put that on Srimati Radharani, then the Sakhis of Radhika said, oh no, we don't want this. This garland is very soft, but we don't want this necklace, because this necklace is the Kathur Hridaya Sangina. That means because Krishna's necklace is always associating with his heart, which is very hard. So the necklace is very hard and the garland is very soft. So we don't want this hard necklace on our Sakhi. Then Ekanansa said, oh, again, my fault, excuse me. And then she took the necklace from the neck of Srimati Radhika and put it back on the neck of Sri Krishna like this. So there was an exchange of garlands. Like this. What does this mean? That means Radha and Krishna are one. They are together, they are a couple. So then, now it was time for the Radhika to sit on the throne. She's fully decorated now, and now the last part of the ceremony is to receive the Raj Tilak. And when you receive the Raj Tilak, and then the Sabhapati, the leader of the ceremony, will make the announcement of now the new emperor is reigning. Like this. So then, Ekanansa, she went to Krishna, and Krishna's chest was decorated with kasturi, with dark musk. So she scratched the dark musk off the chest of Krishna and rubbed it together, and then came to Radhika and went and made Radhika's Raj Tilak with the prasadi kasturi from the chest of Krishna. When Vrinda-Devi saw this, Vrinda became very happy. She was thinking, oh, now this is very controversial. This controversy will never be solved. Why? Because Radharani has become the Empress of Vrindavan, but a Raj Tilak was made from the prasadi from the chest of Krishna. So now it will never be solved who is actually the Emperor or the Empress of Vrindavan. The Sakhis will claim our Radharani was coronated, and the Sakhis will say, yes, but she received the Raj Tilak with Krishna's Mahaprasad. So Krishna is really the Emperor of Vrindavan. So Vrinda-Devi was laughing because Ekanansa, who leans towards Krishna being the sister, had now made the whole situation confusing forever, and it can never be solved. And so this Prem Kalaha, this argument between Radha Krishna and the Gopas and Gopis over who rules this Vrindavan, it will be not only Prem Kalaha, it will be Nitya Lila also. It will be eternal pastime. They will argue forever because Ekanansa has done this tricky thing. So Vrinda-Devi was laughing so much to herself. Why? Because there are 5 types of Sakhis. Paramprastha Sakhis, they are Radharani's Astasakis, Lalita, Vishaka, Chachitapakalata, etc. Then Priya Sakhis are their followers. Then there is the Prana Sakhis. Now, the Paramprastha Sakhis and the Priya Sakhis have equal love for Radha and Krishna. Then you have the Prana Sakhis and the Nitya Sakhis. They love Radha and Krishna both, but they lean towards Srimati Radhika. And then you just have the category called Sakhi. So they love Radha and Krishna both, but they lean towards Krishna. So Vrinda-Devi is in that category. She's a Sakhi. She loves Radha and Krishna both, but she's leaning towards Krishna. So even though it was Radharani's the coronation ceremony, when Vrinda-Devi saw Ekanansa take the kasturi from Krishna and make the tilak, and now make the Nitya Prem Kalaha, endless eternal loving quarrel will take place. So now Vrinda-Devi was very happy. So then, now the ceremony was almost complete, and then Purnamasi, she stood up and made the announcement, oh, all trees and creepers of Vrindavan, all trees of Vrindavan, now you can celebrate and enjoy loving pastimes with the creepers, your wives. Because the creepers are considered to be the wives of the trees of Vrindavan, because they're always embracing them. So, oh trees of Vrindavan, celebrate happily along with your wives. Oh birds and bees of Vrindavan, oh sing joyfully and celebrate the coronation of Shrimati Radhika. Now Radhika is Vrindavana Chakravartini. Radhika is Vrindavaneshwari. The Astasakis, Lalita, Vishaka, Chitta, Champakalata, Tungavidya, Induleka, Rangadevi and Sudevi are the Senapati. They are the 8 generals of the armies of all the gopis of Shrimati Radharani. And Udyanpali means gardener. Who is doing the gardening, planting all the creepers and taking care of the garden of Vrindavan? That is Vrinda-Devi. So then, Purnamasi Devi announced, and the Udyanpali, the gardener, will become Radharani's Mukhya Sachiv, Prime Minister. So Vrinda-Devi will be the Prime Minister. So Radharani is the Empress, and Vrinda-Devi is the Prime Minister in the kingdom of Radharani. So the Empress gives the Adhikari the authority to the Prime Minister to rule over all the details. Ultimately she is supreme, but the Prime Minister is actually managing everything. So that is the position of Vrinda-Devi. So Krishna was there, and from a distance he was trying to see the beauty of Radhika. Now she was wearing all these heavenly ornaments, sitting on the throne, surrounded by her Sakis and being honored by all the demigoddesses of heaven. So Krishna, he wanted to look at the beauty of Radharani's face, but he was shy, because so many Devis were there, demigoddesses. Don't think only Radharani is shy, Krishna is also shy. If any demigods will come there, he's very respectful to them. So Krishna was shy and he didn't want to stare at Radharani's face in the presence of all the Devis. So Krishna just looked down. But when he looked down, he saw that Radharani's face was reflected in his Kaustubha mani. So now, without the criticism, but why are you looking at someone else's wife? All the demigods, they may criticize Krishna, but Krishna was looking down like this, and he was relishing the beauty of the face of Radhika. How she is. Harinis kuhuta Vrindavipineshi. How she is Vrindavaneshwari. And as Krishna was relishing the beauty of Radhika's face in his Kaustubha mani, his hairs were standing on end, tears were streaming from his eyes, his legs were trembling, and he was almost falling over. He had to lean on his friends. He was in so much ecstasy. So, in this way, Srila Vishnu Thakur is remembering Tatadikari Vrishabhanu Putra Vrinde Numaste Charanaravinandam. Oh, this Vrindavan is the crest jewel beyond all Vaikunthas, and Radharani herself has made you the Adhikari. You are the Prime Minister and you have responsibility for ruling all over Vrindavan. So there's something very mysterious in this also. Why? This is a very important question. Why was Radharani crowned, coronated as the Empress of Vrindavan? What was the cause of it? Vrinda-Devi gave the news to Purnamasi Devi about what? Akashvani, a voice in the sky. So the cause of this whole pastime was Akashvani, an anonymous voice in the sky. So who was that? One day, Krishna himself came to Vrinda-Devi and said, and whispered in her ear, oh, you should hide in the sky and make an announcement. Oh gopis, you must perform the Raj Abhishek of Radhika, of Vrinda-Devi-Ashtakam. And you make a big Akashvani voice in the sky, then come down to earth and then tell everyone, oh, there was an Akashvani. So actually Krishna was behind everything. So Krishna, out of love for Radharani, want to that Radhika will be honored as Vrindavaneshwari. But anyway, Ekanangsa, one portion of Yogamaya, knowing Krishna's desire, also made the Raj Tilak with the Kasturi from Krishna's chest. So the Prem Kalaha will go on forever. The loving quarrels will go on forever. Who's in charge of Vrindavan? So Tatadikare Brashobhanu Putta Vrinde Namaste Charanarabindam. I wanted to tell this whole Ashtakam, but I only got to verse 3. What to do? So we'll have to continue with the rest of the Ashtakam tomorrow. Shivati Vrinda-Devi ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai.